Welcome to the Crafty Witch UK. My name's Arietta, and this evening I will be conducting a ritual in celebration of Lammas. So thank you all for joining me. I will give it a few minutes before we get started, let everybody come in, make sure that you are comfy, make sure you've got something to drink and perhaps a snack for the end of the ritual. So good evening. Who have we got with us? I can see that we've got Maisie, I can see that we've got Sharon, and who else have we got? Let's just have a look. Oh, there we go. So yeah, as Sharon so kindly already put up for us, obviously Lammas comes from Lammas. So it is the first harvest for us. It is a the grain harvest ordinarily, and that first time that we are seeing the fruits of the seeds that we sowed earlier in the year. So that is something that we should all be thinking about at this time. The ritual that we will be that I'll be reading from this evening is one that I have now found that I wrote back in 2003. So that came as a bit of a shock to the system when I realised that it was in fact a 20-year-old ritual that we were going to be sharing this evening. I had not expected that until I looked back and realised that the date on it. So yeah, it's surprising sometimes to look back and realise how long we've been doing these things, and yet each year the circle, you know, comes round, the wheel turns, and these things still manage to feel new to me. So yeah, it's interesting to just think about those things. This is, for me at least in my practice, primarily a festival about the god and his part within the cycles. So we will also be mentioning that throughout the ritual. I can see that we've got Dylan, hello. We've got Katerina, hello. You are not late, don't worry. I'm chattering on, it's fine, we haven't started yet. I have realised recently that a large proportion of people that wanted to come to these rituals aren't in the UK, and so the timing is a bit difficult for them, but hopefully they will be able to catch us on the replay and celebrate with us when it's a convenient time for them. Yeah. On the journey of the wheel, people join our journey and they never leave and they become family. That's beautiful. Oh, Shaz. Can you send me that in an email so I've got it? I would like to write that down somewhere. That's a really lovely sentiment. We've got Mr. J. Hello, hello. Okay, so we will give it just a couple of minutes. It's only 4 minutes past, and I want to give people a chance to come on in and say hello. Feel free to ask any questions now before I get started, and then I will probably run through the ritual, and then there'll be time afterwards for us to send chat for a bit. Ordinarily, these rituals last maybe half an hour. I have found since I started doing the online rituals, it always catches me by surprise that they take a lot less time than they do in person. So when you've got a whole circle of people together and people are passing things and you're sweeping around the circle and you're moving around, and you can do things like dancing and games, and those elements of the ritual take time, and you don't realise quite how much time that is until you take them away, and suddenly you're left with just a little bit of script. Michelle, Merry Meet, welcome. Okay, right. Why do I always have a hot flush the minute I start doing a ritual? This the downside to doing indoor rituals as well. But regardless, I shall give it, we're 5 past now. I can see that we've got a few people in. Hello, Vixie. Welcome. I think we should probably get started now. If anybody happens to come in, obviously they would be more than welcome. And as I said, we will have time for chatting at the end. So thank you. And okay, just squidge about in my chair a little bit. Okay. Okay. So as I've mentioned before, these online rituals come out of this book, which is the Circles of Sacred Laughter book, which is available online. Okay. We start by cleansing and consecrating our salt and water. This is because as pagans we don't have churches, and so we create our own sacred space wherever we choose to host ritual, and we do that with salt and water. So here I have my water. Creatures of water, I cast from thee doubt, hesitation, fear, and distrust. I cast into thee strong will, hope, warmth, and friendship. Here are salt. Creatures of salt, I cast from thee doubt, hesitation, fear, and distrust. I cast into thee strong will, hope, warmth, and friendship. Salt joins with water as lover joins with beloved, as we all join with the universe. Blessed be. Cleanse away what blocks our life. Cleanse away all stress and strife. Replace the void with happiness. Prepare the way for new success. Okay, now that our space is cleansed and consecrated, we are able to cast our circle. I like to visualize it as a bubble. You can visualize it in any way that you like. You might like to see a ring of fire or of light. Some people like to see a mirror ball. When you are working on your own, you can use whatever visualization makes you feel safe and powerful. So I cast about this space a circle, a web, as energy does flow and ebb between those of us here in the realms of men and the realms of the mighty spirits, and we will worship with our kin. A meeting place of love and trust between and betwixt then and now. I weave this web as above, so below. The circle is cast and the web is woven. So mote it be. Now within our circle, we will invite the guardians of the watchtowers to join us. Okay, here I have some charcoal, and I will add to that incense. Okay, so watch the smoke rise. think about the element of air and what that means to you. As you take a breath in, feel the air entering your lungs, cleansing you, refreshing you, revitalizing you, and slowly breathe out again. I call the guardians of the watchtowers of the east, element of air. Lend your wisdom and intellect to this ritual and join us in this celebration. Now we have fire. Feel the warmth of the flame. See its bright light. If you have a candle near you, you might like to carefully hold your hand near it. Feel the flame, be careful. Watch the flame, see it grow. I call the guardians of the watchtowers of the south, element of fire. Lend your passion and your creativity to this ritual and join us for this celebration. Hail and welcome. We have water. If you have water near you, take a sip or feel some upon your hands. Feel it refresh, feel it cleanse. I call the guardians of the watchtower of the west, element of water. Lend your transformation and love to this ritual and join us in this celebration. Hail and welcome. The element of earth. Rock, stone, crystal, dirt beneath our feet. The salt with which we cleanse the circle. All of these things, the earth, they keep us grounded and centered. I call the guardians of the watchtower of the north, element of earth. Lend your strength and stability to this ritual and join us in this celebration. Hail and welcome. We are made of these elements. Feel free to join in with me or repeat after me. I am air. I am fire. I am water. I am earth. I am all things. All things are me. I am the goddess's perfect child, and I am free. Now we invite our Lord, our Lady, our male and female deities, your god and goddess figures, however you wish to think of them, those energies, those deities, to join our ritual. Great goddess, mother, gracious lady and lover, you who are called by so many names in so many guises, we invite you to join us in celebration of this Sabbath and to witness the first harvest of the year. Soothing light, a mother's glow, shine down on us now that we may know your love and feel your comforting arms, keeping all of us safe from harm. On this night we ask your presence, Lady, Mother, Lover, essence of all that is and e'er shall be. As we call, I ask your blessings, please. Hail and welcome. Great God, Father, young Lord and Consort, you who are called by so many names in so many guises, we invite you to join us in celebration of this Sabbath. Brilliant sunlight fills our hearts when we think of you, dear Lord. Thou art the perfect partner, lover, son, paired with the goddess since time begun. So now we ask you to with us meet and make this partnership complete. So come with us and with us be. As I call, I ask your blessings, please. Hail and welcome. And so we have cast and cleansed our circle. We have invited the elements and invited our deities. And our celebration can begin. We gather here in this place that is not a place, in a time that is not a time, to celebrate Lammas. At this time, for many years past, people have gathered together to celebrate. The word Lammas comes from the Anglo-Saxon half-mass, meaning loaf mass. It marks the first harvest when the first grain is gathered, ground and baked. This loaf will then be offered to the gods as a thanks. Here I have our representative of our god, and here the corn. Balance. Move things back so you can see them. Okay, sort of. Here stands the embodiment of the Corn King. He who brought about the great harvest from the goddess's womb. Now, as the last grain is cut, he must return to the earth to sleep. And to symbolise this, we will cover him. Gather round, children of the harvest, and celebrate his bounty. Behold the Corn King dead before you. He has died of his love, and so it has been year after year since time immemorial. But what of the Holly King, the god of the waning year? If he too is dead, then all that sleeps in the womb of the earth would sleep forever. What should we do that the Holly King will live again? We must partake of the bread of life. And if any of you have a snack to partake of, now would be a time to do it. I'm going to break some of this bread, and I shall put some aside onto a plate that I keep for you watching. So this sort of represents your portion. So I shall pop that to one side, and then I have a part for me. So we partake of the bread of life. This way, the sacrifice that the corn god has made is not for nothing. Bread is one of the most basic foods, but it is so sustaining and so central to so many cultures that it's a really wonderful representation of this idea of a life-giving food. And so we have partaken of the bread of life. And so the Holly King rises. Come back to us, Holly King, that the land may be fruitful. And in the Holly King's words, he says, I am the battle, a raging spear. I am a salmon in the pool. I am a hill of poetry. I am a ruthless boar. I am the threatening noise of the sea. I am a wave, and I do live again. Let us all celebrate together. At this point in a larger ritual, we would have time for dancing and celebration. Obviously that isn't possible here, but should any of you wish to go for a spin in the garden to shake off some of the energy raised in this ritual, when we're all done, feel free. It is a wonderful feeling just to breathe in the night air and get your feet in the grass. And so, now that the king, the god, has risen, he and the goddess are together once more. As the athame is to the male, so the chalice is to the female. For what one lacks, the other can give. For there is no greater magic in all the world than that of love. Blessed be. I shall bless this drink so that we can drink and eat some more. From the land to the vine to the grape, and the grape to the wine. I consecrate this wine in the name of the Lord and the Lady. From the land to the grain, and the grain to the flour to the bread. I consecrate this bread in the name of the Lord and the Lady. So mote it be. As this would be passed around a circle, we would say, may your cup always be full, and with the food, may your belly always be full. And so I put it to you that in your very good health, I do wish that your plate always be full and your glass always be full. Blessed be. And now, as quick as it began, our ritual is nearly over, and we can begin to dismantle the sacred space that we have created. And so, Great Mother Goddess, we thank you for joining us as we celebrated this, the first harvest. We hope you will bless us with your presence as we continue our celebrations, and we bid you farewell with a kiss. Hail and farewell. Great Sun God, we thank you for joining us as we celebrated the first harvest. We hope that you will bless us with your presence as we continue these celebrations, and we bid you farewell with a kiss. Hail and farewell. Guardians of the Watchtower of the East, element of air, we thank you for your participation in this ritual. Go if you must, but stay if you will. Blessed be. Hail and farewell. Guardians of the Watchtower of the South, element of fire, we thank you for your participation in this ritual. Go if you must, but stay if you will. Blessed be. Guardians of the Watchtower of the West, element of water, we thank you for your participation in this ritual. Go if you must, stay if you will. Blessed be. Guardians of the Watchtowers of the North, element of earth, we thank you for your participation in this ritual. Go if you must, stay if you will. Blessed be. Hail and farewell. Blessed circle cast around, like a web woven round and round, now I raise thee to the ground. the circle is open, never broken. We are the people, we are the power, and we are the change. Blessed be. And we can shake off any excess energy. So, yeah, feel free in the comments to have a chat now, ask any questions. Yeah, I'm just going to take a minute, have a sip of drink. But I hope that it translates well enough online. It's always, I mean, every time I do this, it's a learning curve. And yeah, I think slowly I'm managing to adapt what would normally be an in-person ritual to something that works online, but I still think there's more to learn and more to adapt, and that is something that I'm going to be working on definitely over the next 12 months. As I mentioned, because this was my first year of running the online rituals, I have been using the rituals from the Circles of Sacred Laughter book. The Circles of Sacred Laughter book is based on the open rituals that were performed by the Children of the Sacred Laughter, which was a local open circle that ran for 10 years. And so this is sort of the collected ceremonies from there. Obviously they were in-person rituals and they don't always translate perfectly, but as we come around to doing, so you know, by next Lammas, my plan is to have produced specific online rituals based on what I've learned so far. So if anybody has comments, suggestions, please be kind, but pop them in the comments or message me privately. I don't mind. My email address is always in the description for the videos. Let me know if there's something that you want me to include or you would like me to try and do differently. I have considered putting up the scripts for some of the more wordy parts of the rituals in advance, but what I don't want is for people to be having their nose stuck in a bit of paper, reading rather than experiencing. So yeah, just things to think about. So yeah, gosh, 10 people watching still. That's that's good. So yeah, any questions? Anything? I'm just gonna sip my wine. You're all very quiet. I'm suspicious. So well, if there are no comments, nobody wants to chat, that is completely fine. Obviously we will just close things up a little sooner than usual, but that's completely fine. For those of you that know me more from the crafty side of things rather than the witchcrafty side of things, there will still be a live tomorrow. I am doing an unbagging and kitting up of my my August project. So yeah, that will be same time, same place tomorrow. So okay, so yeah, it's just going to be a short half an hour one for today. That is absolutely fine. I hope that you have enjoyed this. I hope that you got something out of it. I will yeah, I'm available if anybody wants to drop me a message or has any comments. If you're watching this on replay, I'd love to know. Let me know down in the comments. Do all the usual YouTubey stuff, which I hate talking about during the ritual lives, but it really does help the channel and it will help more people to find us, and then we can build a little online witchy community, which I would really like to grow. So thank you all for joining me this evening. Yeah, I have very much enjoyed celebrating with you, and I hope that you have too. So until next time, be kind to yourselves, be kind to each other, Go ground yourself, and I will see you next time. Until then, stay crafty.